Well, apparently Diddy's knee has been bothering him recently, so he reported it. At some point, it was decided that he needed medical care outside of the jail. He was taken to a Brooklyn hospital.
But we already know, man, they have been leaked Diddy's HIV status. And y'all think Jaguar Wright had been telling these lies for quite some time, but let me explain something to you. See, when you get into that documentary, right? When you get into that documentary and you go back to them Craig Mack days of when he caught HIV and he initially passed from full-blown, isn't that about the same timeline that they were sleeping with all the same? Oh, you better use your head.
Meek Mill came out saying that he'll pay somebody $100 grand to investigate that he has nothing to do with anything with Diddy.
Man, look, you can't take back what your received. That's just like the video that's coming out with him and Will.
Listen up, family. What I'm about to tell you is going to make your blood run ice cold. A high-ranking prison warden at the federal facility where Diddy is locked up has just come forward with a bombshell claim that's shaking the entire justice system to its core. He says Sean Diddy Combs isn't just sick behind those bars. He's infected with full-blown HIV, and he's been deliberately spreading it to other inmates like a deadly virus in the darkness. Can you even imagine? The same man who threw the wildest parties in Hollywood, the freak-offs that Cassie exposed, the one with baby oil by the gallon, is now turning a federal prison into his personal infection playground. According to this warden, who risks everything by speaking out, Diddy has been using his billions, his connections, and his twisted charisma to bribe guards and lure vulnerable prisoners into secret encounters. He's not stopping, the warden allegedly whispered in a leaked recording. He's getting worse, and the infection is exploding through the cell blocks. My heart is pounding just saying this out loud. If this is true, we're looking at one of the biggest public health disasters in prison history, all because one man refuses to change. Sources close to the facility say dozens of inmates are already showing symptoms, panicking, demanding tests, but the cover-up is massive. How did it get this far? What does the warden know that we don't? And most terrifying of all, who else has Diddy already infected on the outside before he went in? You need to sit down for this one because as we dive deeper, the twists get darker, the betrayals more heartbreaking, and the names involved will leave you speechless. This isn't just prison gossip. This could be the scandal that finally destroys Diddy forever. But stick with me because what the warden revealed next, it changes everything. You won't believe who else is at risk. Family, before we rip this prison scandal wide open, we have to go back to the very beginning of this nightmare because the signs were there all along if we had only paid attention. Sean Combs, the self-proclaimed bad boy for life, rose from Harlem streets to billionaire status on the backs of artists, parties, and an empire built on charisma that masked something far more sinister. For decades he threw those infamous white parties where the elite mingled with the vulnerable, where power flowed like the endless bottles of champagne, but behind closed doors the real freak-offs were happening, those marathon sessions of coercion, drugs, and control that Cassie Ventura finally blew the lid off in 2023. Remember how Cassie described being trapped for years, forced into nights of depravity with strangers, while Diddy recorded everything for his own twisted pleasure. That lawsuit was just the spark. Suddenly dozens of accusers came forward, men and women alike, painting a picture of a man who used his fame like a weapon. One after another they spoke of being drugged, manipulated, threatened, and discarded. But even then, the darkest whispers were coming from Jaguar Wright. For years she had been screaming on cameras that Diddy was sick, that he was undetectable, that he had been infecting people since the bad boy days. People called her crazy. They laughed. They said she was bitter. But what if she was right all along? Think about Craig Mack, the man who helped launch Bad Boy with Flava in Ya Ear, mysteriously distanced himself from Diddy early on. He joined a religious group, hid from the industry, and when he died in 2018 at just 47, the official story was heart failure. But those who were close later admitted the truth. Craig had full-blown AIDS. His face had those telltale lesions. He told people it was a heart condition because the shame and fear were too much. Now connect that timeline to Diddy's inner circle in the 90s, the same era when Kim Porter was by his side. Kim, the mother of his children, the woman who supposedly knew all his secrets. When she died suddenly in 2018, the official cause was pneumonia. But her father never believed it. He said something was wrong. Her phones disappeared. No proper investigation. And now with this new Warden claim, sources are saying Kim tested positive for HIV before her death, and that Diddy allegedly knew. Then there's Usher. The young Usher Raymond was mentored by Diddy, lived in his house, attended those same wild parties. Years later, Usher faced multiple lawsuits accusing him of transmitting herpes to partners, including a male victim. He settled cases quietly, paid millions, but never fully denied the claims. French Montana, Meek Mill, Young Miami, all names that swirled around Diddy's orbit. Meek Mill literally offered $100,000 to anyone who could prove he had nothing to do with Diddy's mess. Why so desperate? What did they all see? What did they all fear? The federal raids in 2024 changed everything. Baby oil, lube, 1,000 bottles, guns, the videos, the blackmail tapes. Diddy's empire crumbled overnight. He went from red carpet king to defendant in one of the most explosive sex trafficking and racketeering cases in music history. The trial was a circus. Acquittal on the heaviest charges but conviction on transportation for prostitution. They sent him away. But prison was supposed to stop him. Instead, according to this new leak, prison became his new hunting ground. Insider sources who have spoken to people inside the facility say Diddy arrived with the same arrogance, the same power. His money never stopped flowing. Guards were allegedly compromised. Privileges were bought. And the worst part? His health had been declining rapidly. Knee issues that required hospital trips, mysterious weight loss, medications being smuggled in. The Warden, a man with over 20 years in corrections who asked to remain anonymous out of pure terror for his own family, says he saw medical records that confirmed advanced HIV infection. Not just HIV, a strain that had become resistant. And Diddy wasn't hiding in shame. According to the Warden, he was weaponizing it. The emotional weight of this is crushing. Think of the young inmates, many barely out of their teens, locked up for non-violent crimes, suddenly finding themselves in the crosshairs of a billionaire predator who sees prison as just another club. The betrayal of the system that was supposed to rehabilitate them is enough to make you scream with rage. How many mothers will get that devastating phone call? How many lives will be cut short because one man's ego and sickness could not be contained? Jaguar Wright is somewhere laughing bitterly right now. She tried to warn us. She said the bodies were piling up. She said the industry was rotting from the inside with this exact sickness. We ignored her. We called her conspiracy theorist. Now the Warden's voice joins hers and the picture is becoming horrifyingly clear. This wasn't random. This was inevitable. A man who built his kingdom on control, lust, and silence was never going to stop just because steel bars surrounded him. But family, what the Warden discovered next, the organized sessions happening inside the prison walls, is where this story turns from disturbing to outright apocalyptic. The first major leak is about to drop, and it's going to shatter your faith in everything. The major conflict exploded 2 weeks ago, when that veteran Warden could no longer live with the guilt. In a secretly recorded conversation obtained by underground journalists, he described walking into a secluded wing of the facility at 2 a.m. and witnessing something that made his stomach turn. There was Diddy, not in a cell, but in a converted storage area that had been transformed into a makeshift freak-off chamber. Baby oil bottles, the same brand from the raids, were stacked in the corner. The air was thick with heat, no air conditioning on purpose, exactly like the old parties. Inmates, some clearly under the influence of smuggled substances, were there. And the Warden says Diddy was at the center, directing everything just like the old days. He told them if they wanted protection, favors, or to survive their bids in comfort, they had to participate, the Warden allegedly stated, his voice cracking with disgust on the tape. He pulled one young man aside, looked him dead in the eyes and said, "You better suck it. You know what this is." The raw horror in that leaked audio is enough to make you want to throw up. This wasn't just sex. This was power, coercion, infection on purpose. The emotional betrayal hits like a truck. These inmates thought they were getting favor from a famous rich guy. Instead, they were being handed a death sentence. The Warden claims he saw medical logs showing at least 17 inmates had already tested positive for HIV after interactions with Diddy. Some were crying in their cells. Others were raging, realizing they had been used as toys in a billionaire's sick game. Panic is spreading faster than the virus itself. Fights have broken out. One inmate allegedly tried to attack Diddy in the yard screaming, "You gave me the monster," before being thrown in solitary. First twist, and this one is going to make your jaw hit the floor. The warden didn't just witness random encounters. He claims Diddy has recreated an entire underground network inside the prison. Guards on payroll, contraband flowing. And here's the part that will enrage you beyond words. Diddy is allegedly targeting inmates he believes have connections on the outside. The plan, according to the source, is to infect them, release them eventually, and let the virus walk free into the streets, into communities, into the very fanbase that once worshipped him. Revenge against a society that locked him up. A final middle finger from a man who believes he is above consequences. Leaked messages supposedly from a compromised guard read, "Puff says the heat makes them loose. No AC. Keep the oil coming. He likes them young and scared. Says it reminds him of the old days with Cassie. The anger you feel right now is valid. This is pure evil." The heartbreak for the victims' families who have no idea what their loved ones are being exposed to behind those walls is unbearable. But it gets worse. The warden says Diddy's own medical condition has deteriorated rapidly. He's lost significant weight. His knee injury was just the public excuse for hospital runs. The real reason was to get specialized antiretrovirals and treatments while continuing to spread the virus to others. He's undetectable in blood work, but the warden claims lab results show he's still highly contagious in certain encounters. The medical betrayal is staggering. A system that was supposed to contain him is allegedly enabling him. Social media is already catching wind in private groups. One anonymous corrections officer posted on a private forum, "This man is a walking plague. We were told to look the other way. I can't anymore." That post was deleted within hours. The cover-up is in full swing. But the warden recorded everything. Dates, names, even descriptions of specific acts that match the freak-off pattern from the civil lawsuits perfectly. The tension is unbearable. If this gets out fully, riots could break out in that prison. Inmates terrified of being next. Guards scared for their jobs and their own safety. And Diddy? Sources say he's calmer than ever. Almost smug. Like he knows his money and lawyers will protect him even now. The emotional intensity of this moment cannot be overstated. We are watching a man who once danced with Biggie and Tupac, allegedly become the architect of a biological nightmare behind bars. Just when you think it can't get any darker, the warden dropped the name of one particular inmate who has become Diddy's favorite. A young rapper who looked up to him. The same age many of us were when we first heard, "I'll be missing you." The betrayal cuts to the bone. And what happened to that young man after their encounters is the twist that will have you screaming at your screen. We're about to go there. The scandal is spreading like wildfire across social media, and it is pure chaos. Diddy Plague is trending worldwide. Twitter threads with thousands of quotes are dissecting every old Jaguar Right video, every Cassie allegation, every cryptic post from people who used to party with Diddy. One viral thread by a supposed former corrections officer has over 2.4 million views already. It details how Diddy allegedly pays inmates in commissary money, drugs, and protection to keep participating and to recruit others. The comments are flooded with panic, rage, and heartbreak. Celebrity reactions are starting to leak too. Jaguar Wright went live the moment she heard. "I told y'all for years. I said he was sick. I said he was spreading it. Nobody listened." Her voice cracked with vindication and fury. The pain in her eyes was real. She named names again, claiming the circle has known for decades. Usher has gone completely silent. His team allegedly issued a frantic no comment, while his old herpes lawsuits are being dug up and shared millions of times. Meek Mill deleted his entire Instagram for 48 hours after fans tagged him relentlessly asking if he got tested. The shocking reveal that changed everything came when the warden provided smuggled medical paperwork. Not only does Diddy have HIV, the documents allegedly show he has been positive since at least the early 2000s. That means the entire Cassie era, the Kim Porter years, the Bad Boy reunions, all of it potentially happened while he knew. The rage is palpable. People are screaming betrayal on every platform. Mothers are posting videos crying, saying their sons looked up to Diddy as a role model. But here's the second twist that flips the entire narrative on its head. The warden claims this isn't just random spreading for pleasure. It's organized. Diddy has allegedly created a secret society inside the prison called the Circle, a twisted version of his old industry crew. Infected inmates are given special status, better food, protection from other prisoners. It's a cult of the infected, and the goal, according to the leaked notes, is to build an army of carriers who will be released over the next decade to continue the cycle on the streets. The panic this revelation caused is off the charts. Conspiracy accounts are connecting it to Epstein, to elite blood rituals, to population control theories. Whether you believe that or not, the core claim from the Warden is terrifying enough. Industry backlash is brutal. Former bad boy artists are being hounded. Some are issuing statements denying any knowledge while their DMs fill with death threats. One anonymous A-list singer allegedly texted a friend, "I always knew something was off with him. I stopped going to the parties in 2012 after I got sick. I never told anyone." That text was screenshotted and is now everywhere. The emotional toll is devastating. Families of inmates are protesting outside the facility. Signs read, "Our sons are not his toys, and test every inmate now." The anger is reaching boiling point. News outlets that once protected Diddy are now turning. Even some of his former defenders are saying this is too far. The suspense around whether this warden will be silenced or whether more evidence will drop is keeping the entire internet on edge. One leaked video clip, blurry but unmistakable, allegedly shows a figure that looks like Diddy in a prison hallway handing something to another inmate while whispering. The caption going around reads, "The plague continues." Views are in the tens of millions. Every time someone watches it, they share it with the caption, "This can't be real." But what if it is? The escalation is happening so fast that new leaks are dropping hourly. The warden reportedly has hours of recordings, names of compromised staff, lists of infected inmates with their release dates. If even half of this is true, we are looking at a public health crisis that could affect thousands of families over the coming years. The heartbreak is overwhelming. The fury is justified. And just when it seems like the story couldn't possibly get more insane, a new piece of information has surfaced that connects this prison nightmare directly back to the deaths of multiple people in Diddy's past. The final pieces are falling into place, and they paint a picture darker than anything we imagined. What they found in those medical files will leave you questioning reality itself. Stay locked in because we are far from done. The public reaction has been nothing short of nuclear. Social media is completely divided and the fights are vicious. One side is screaming, "This is karma. Lock him in a hole and throw away the key." While another side insists it's all a government plot to destroy a successful black man. The debates are raging under every post. "My cousin is in that same facility. I'm terrified for him." One woman wrote in a video that received 8 million views. The raw fear in her voice broke millions of hearts. Fans who once defended Diddy to the death are now deleting old edits and posting, "I feel sick." The betrayal cuts deep. Young men who grew up wanting to be like Puff are having identity crises in real time. Comments sections are full of people saying they got tested immediately after hearing the news. The panic is real and justified. Industry insiders are running for cover. Multiple former associates have allegedly been offered massive NDAs to stay quiet. One supposed ex-bodyguard posted and then immediately deleted, "The hospital trips weren't for his knee. We all knew. We were paid to stay quiet." That single sentence caused an earthquake. Young Miami has been trending for all the wrong reasons again. People are asking if she knew, if she's been tested. Her silence is deafening. News channels are running hour-long specials. Doctors are being brought on to explain how fast HIV can spread in a confined population with limited health care. The images they show are terrifying. One expert said, voice shaking, "If this warden is telling the truth, we could be looking at hundreds of new cases tracing directly back to one man." The anger in the comments was explosive. Celebrity responses have been mixed and suspicious. Some posted vague, praying for everyone involved messages that fans tore apart. Others, like certain former Bad Boy affiliates, have gone completely offline. Jaguar Wright is doing daily lives now, crying, yelling, saying, "I tried to tell y'all, but y'all attacked me instead of the monster." Her pain is palpable and her vindication feels bitter. The division is tearing communities apart. Some say we should focus on the victims and demand mass testing. Others call it character assassination. The tension is so thick you can feel it through the screen. Every new leak brings new heartbreak. One alleged infected inmate's sister posted a tearful video. "My brother looked up to that man. Now he's crying every night scared he's going to die in there." The emotional weight of that video made grown men cry. Fake accounts pretending to be prison staff are popping up daily, sharing increasingly wild stories. Some are clearly fake. Others feel too real to ignore. The entire situation is a powder keg. One wrong move and the prison could explode in violence. The warden who came forward has reportedly gone into hiding, terrified of retaliation. His family has been moved. That level of fear tells you how serious this is. Every reaction, every comment, every news segment is building towards something even bigger. The industry that protected Diddy for decades is finally cracking. But the question everyone is asking in whispers is, how many other powerful people knew? How many other celebrities are part of this web? The reactions we're seeing are just the beginning. The real storm is still coming. And what one particular celebrity allegedly said in a private group chat about knowing Diddy's status for over 15 years is about to leak and destroy even more careers. The final twist is going to break the internet completely. And now, family, for the final twist that changes absolutely everything. The warden didn't just leak information about current inmates. In his most explosive recording yet, he claims to have seen transferred medical files from Diddy's private doctors dating back to 1997. That's right, 1997. The height of Bad Boy's success. The peak of the East Coast-West Coast tension. The time when Biggie was still alive. According to these documents, Diddy allegedly knew he was positive the entire time he was building his empire. The implications are catastrophic. Every party, every artist he signed, every relationship. Craig Mack, Kim Porter, countless others who are no longer here to speak. The warden says the files contain notes about managing public perception and settlements for health complications. The rage this revelation has caused is immeasurable. People are calling for his entire legacy to be erased. The betrayal of an entire generation feels complete. But the most chilling part, the part that will keep you up at night, is the warden's claim that Diddy bragged to certain inmates that this was his revenge. Revenge for being targeted by the government. Revenge for losing his freedom. Revenge for the industry turning on him. He allegedly told one group of inmates that the virus is the ultimate freestyle. Once it's out there, nobody can stop the beat. Even more terrifying, sources now say at least 4 high-profile celebrities have been frantically calling the facility trying to get private messages to Diddy. Names are being withheld, but the desperation is real. Is this connected to the Epstein rumors? Are there tapes that could bring down more people? The warden says he fears for his life because what he has in his possession could topple an entire shadow network in entertainment. This drama is nowhere near over. In fact, it's just beginning. New whistleblowers are apparently coming forward. More medical proof is being smuggled out. And the most shocking claim of all, that one of the infected inmates is scheduled for release in less than 11 months and has allegedly been promised millions to continue the work on the outside. I'm literally shaking telling you this. The panic, the anger, the heartbreak, it's all too much. Diddy's lawyers are already working overtime to discredit the warden. But the evidence is mounting. The question now isn't if he's infected. The question is how many people he has already doomed. This story is going to keep evolving in real time. More leaks are coming. More names. More pain. The final truth might be worse than anything we can currently imagine. So what do you think is really happening behind those prison walls? How deep does this infection network actually go? Are we about to witness the biggest public health and celebrity scandal in modern history? The drama isn't ending. It's accelerating. And I promise you, the next update is going to be even more explosive than this one. Something massive is about to drop that connects this prison nightmare to names we never expected. You do not want to miss what's coming. The warden's final words in the recording were, "This isn't about one man anymore. This is about a plague that was allowed to grow for decades." Those words will haunt me forever. And they should haunt you too. Family, if your jaw is on the floor right now, if you're feeling the same mix of rage, heartbreak, and disbelief that I am, then smash that like button until it breaks. Drop a comment with your thoughts. Do you believe the warden? Do you think this goes even higher than Diddy? Which celebrity do you think will be named next? Be honest. The most shocking comments will be read in the next video. Subscribe right now and hit the notification bell because this story is developing by the hour, and the next update will contain leaks that are even more devastating than what we just covered. We are in this together, exposing the darkness no matter how ugly it gets. Share this video with everyone you know. The more people who see it, the harder it becomes for the truth to stay buried. This isn't just about Diddy anymore. This is about justice for every victim, every inmate, every person who may have been unknowingly exposed. What do you want me to investigate next? More on the medical files, the celebrity phone calls, the alleged release plan? Tell me in the comments. Your voice matters here. Thank you for watching until the end. Stay safe, get tested if you need to, and I'll see you in the next one where we go even deeper into this nightmare. The plague is real. The cover-up is bigger than we thought. And the truth is finally coming out.